Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Captain America Wave 3 of 2016 Marvel Legends Abomination Build-A-Figure Wave Wonder Man figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
Taking a quick look at the back of the package, and this is the lower portion that shows the Abomination Build-A-Figure on the left and shows that you need 6 characters to complete that BAF. On the upper portion, the bio reads, "Heroes from around the globe team up to vanquish evil whenever they find it." So a very basic sort of generic bio, because Captain Britain and Wonder Man are listed as energized emissaries and they don't have their own individual bios for whatever reason. So let's get this guy out the package. Taking a closer look at Wonder Man, and this was a figure that I was definitely looking forward to in this wave. Been looking forward to a modern Wonder Man and an updated Wonder Man for some time. Looks like they went with the version that the deco that he's sporting with the Uncanny Avengers. Looks like they're getting us very close to completing that team in figure form. They've been moving forward with giving us different versions of that or different characters from that team. Let's check out that team real quick. So as it stands right now, it looks like we only missing maybe 2 figures from that team. We got Wolverine in that costume. We've got a Scarlet Witch, not exactly in that exact costume. We've got Wasp. We're going to be getting Sunfire soon. We got Thor in that costume, and we're going to be getting Havoc in the X-Men wave. Unfortunately, they kind of reneged on the Rogue in that costume. Maybe they'll revisit it, and at some point we'll get that. And we already had Captain America in that sort of modern look, even though they didn't do the best with the scales on the upper portion of his uniform. But anyway, let's look at Wonder Man. Wonder Man comes with these 2 little energy effects, and they attach to his wrist, similar to the magical effects that we've gotten with Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch and a couple of characters over the past couple of years. You also get 2 closed fists that you can use on each of his wrists while you have him sort of simulating that he's using his ionic powers. There you go. And in order for these to work, you actually have to move the effect to the thicker portion of his wrist, because if you have it closer to the front, then it's not going to kind of attach with the it's not going to be able to stay on. So you definitely got to move it back a little farther on his wrist to the forearm, basically. But it looks good. It looks really cool. I think that was a really nice touch with just the fists, and you could probably get some light piping going through there and do some unique things when you're setting up your ACBA and setting up your displays. Going over the articulation real quick, this is the same buck as the Grim Reaper character, which is his brother, ironically. And I did mention this when Grim Reaper first came out, that they would probably end up using that same buck for Wonder Man. And I also mentioned in the Namor review that these gauntlets will probably end up being used again for Wonder Man, and that's exactly what they did here. So the gauntlets, again, they're sculpted on. Just a quick look at the deco, I guess, before we go over articulation. Most of you know what the articulation is. These bands are painted on, not sculpted on. That would have been nice if this was sculpted on as well. But it's just basic flat black with some red in there. All the line work looks pretty good. It looks decent, but the head is on a ball joint. I wish the head could actually go up a little farther, being that he is a character that can fly. It'll go down pretty far. It'll do a full 360. You get a decent range, except for it going back. Really wish that could have went back a little bit more. I've talked about this before as far as this shoulder on this particular mold. Not the best. Not going to go up that far to the right, but you will get a full 360, and you do have to be careful because this might start to the paint might start to chip a little bit there if you're not careful. You get an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. You get a swivel at the wrist and a hinge. It's not going to turn at the gauntlet. You get waist rotation. The ab will go down just about that far, go back that far. You do get a really nice range of motion on the legs here at the T joint. The legs will go out just that far. Upper thigh swivel double jointed elbow. You get a swivel at the top of the boot. You get a hinge and an ankle pivot. So the same thing on both sides as far as how the arms and legs size move. Comparison, you can see the larger Hyperion Luke Cage mold to the far left, and you can see the medium buck for Wonder Man, and you can see the classic Toy Biz Wonder Man, which just looks atrocious in comparison to this new version. I was never really a fan of this particular figure from Toy Biz, and it utilized they utilized that same buck for Black Panther and for Captain Britain. Well, I will say that the Toy Biz version, the skin tone looks pretty good, but other than that, it wasn't really the greatest figure. So even though I do think he could have used just a bit more detail on the face and on the parts of his extremities that are exposed, just to give him a little more life, a little more character, I still do think this figure came out good. It's clean. It's pretty spot on to the comic representation, and as you can see here, I was able to swap out his hands. You can just pop off the hands on this figure, and you can easily pop on the hands that come with the most recent Iron Fist figure in the white costume. So you do have a few more options with hands. You see I have the two open hands here to kind of simulate flight, and that really looks good. The skin tones match, so it's not like Namor where you try to swap these hands onto that figure and the skin tones just don't match, because Namor's skin tone is just so unique. It's so odd, but it works really well for Wonder Man here. So if you do have that Iron Fist figure, you do have more options. And I just got Wonder Man kind of flying in on some A.I.M agents here. This is one of the cutouts from, I think this is Series 3 of the A.C.B.A cutout. Series 4 is still on sale on the A.C.B.A web shop. There'll be a link in the underbar for that. There'll be a link in the underbar for you to order the Abomination Build-A-Figure Wave, or pre-order it on the A.C.B.A web shop. And also, we are running a little donation drive right now where you can win the full 6-figure assortment of this wave for as little as $5. So if you want to throw down to get your name in the pool to try to win this set, all you got to do is throw down $5. The link for that and all of the information for that will be in the underbar, or the link where you can get all the information for that will be in the underbar. That is also something that you can do through the ACBA web shop. So you can put your name into the pot as many as 4 times, so every $5, so that'd be $20 if you wanted to put your name in the pot 4 times. Or if you just want to go for it and do it one time, then it's all good. We're trying to do a couple of these donation drives just to raise some funds for different expenses that we have for the web shop and different things that we're trying to do to expand. So when we get some little gems and some things that people really want, then we do these donation drives. So I'd appreciate it if everybody would help out, and maybe you could win this set. So I'll be moving on to the next figure in this wave, and stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Peace.